Alright, all day fam. So, I'm going to do my best to not think about me while I'm doing this video, because this channel is not only a Chargers channel, it is a channel for all of football, all of NFL. So I'm going to do my best to not get too much about the Chargers game. I want to talk about it. I want to get through all the games, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So I'm going to do my best to not talk about, let's say, the Dolphins and the Browns, and then bring up the Chargers in that. I have to be able to compartmentalize these games. But if this naturally happens, it naturally happens. But I want to be aware to be like, okay, you're venting. You're going on a rant. Let's calm down. Okay? So, without further ado, first receipts. I'm going to go over, do my exact score picks versus what actually happened. Alright? So we will go through this, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into the games. So, let's see here. Rams, Jaguars. You know, that London game, early game this morning. If you caught it, great. If you didn't, you know, it's whatever. It wasn't much of a game at all because the Rams destroyed the Jaguars. It was very surprising. Like I said before, no, it was not surprising to me that the Rams did that. I said this before. I said the Rams is very inconsistent sometimes. You just don't know which Rams team is going to show up. If they're going to show up, they could beat anybody in the league. Plain and simple. Like the Giants. I feel like the Giants can beat anybody in the league because they're how they're built. I feel like the Giants, how they're built, they can beat anybody in the league. The Rams are kind of built similar to the Giants too, but sort of. But they got a lot more firepower on that offense. The Rams does. And the Rams showed that. Matthew Stafford, he put on a clinic. He destroyed the Jaguars. I tried watching this game as much as I could. I went to class. I'm studying to be a massage therapist and then be like a chiropractor because I want to be a chiropractor as well. It's just one of the skill sets I want to add to my arsenal and, you know, in entrepreneurship. But I was watching this game a little bit during the class. I was pretty much watching all these games like during class on my breaks and stuff, you know, so I can be able to talk about them, writing notes and everything. Pretty much multitasking, write notes in class, write notes about the games, back and forth. Yeah, but anyway, the Rams destroyed the Jags, man. It was when I saw mostly in the first quarter, it was the Jaguars just didn't have any answers, you know, and Matthew Stafford had all the answers, and Matthew Stafford is just showing why he is just a prolific, great, legendary passer. I mean, Matthew Stafford is definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame when he retires, whenever he decides to retire. But Matthew Stafford is almost, I'm not saying Matthew Stafford is on this guy's level, or if he's as great, but I'm just saying he's looking like this. He's almost like Tom Brady, like he is getting better, you know, and that's great. I mean, he had a serious, not a serious injury, but he had a back injury all off season, and he didn't train at all off season. He comes back, he comes out, he's killing it. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's leading the league in passing yards. Matthew Stafford is great, and it should be discussions about Matthew Stafford being in the MVP race as well, right along with Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones and who else? I think Dak Prescott is up there, but yeah, I think Dak Prescott is up there, and I think Sam Darnold, you know, and I hear some names about Bijan and Jonathan Taylor as well. Those guys should be up there. All right, but yeah, I said the Jaguars was going to win this game 24-20. I thought their defense was at least going to show up, and their defense didn't even show up either. They let the Rams put 35 points on them, and that's sad. And so I'm going to give, and like I said, I was like, the Jaguars win, they're going to win because of their defense, not because of Trevor Lawrence. I gave them 24 points because I'm thinking in my head that the Jaguars defense could put the Jaguars offense in a better field, give the Jaguars better field position. And none of that happened. I was thinking that maybe the Jaguars could play complementary football and they could put up 24 points. But I was respecting Matthew Stafford and how great that offense was. I wasn't going, even though I was thinking that the Jags defense could play very, very well, I still gave the Rams 20 points. The Rams put up 35. The Jaguars put up 7. So that's the story of that game. Let's move on. Saints Bears. I said Bears was going to win 28-20. Bears won 26-14. I wasn't too far off on that game. And then so we got the. I'm happy that the Bears are playing very well. I'm happy for Caleb Williams. This is great for the Bears fans. Caleb Williams. Ben Johnson is doing a phenomenal job. Dolphins Browns. I said the Browns was going to win 17-13. The Browns won 31-6. Now that was a very surprising score. But at the same time, if your defense is going to play that dominant, your offense is just going to automatically get better. A great defense creates a better offense. It's not the other way around. A great offense does not create a better defense, but a great defense can make your offense a lot better than what it actually is. Like I said, it can give you better field position. It can give it just a better defense. It puts you in a position to play better complementary football. And at the same time, if your quarterback is playing terrible, it affects your entire team. You see how that works with football? Everything in football is a connection. That's why complementary football is a thing, and it's very, very important. When you're watching these games, if you want to learn a game, understand the game, get a deep understanding of the game, understand that football is about matchups, football is about momentum, football is complementary. Football is all of those things. And, yeah, it showed with the Browns. They destroyed the Dolphins 31-6. And I'll go a little deeper to that game after going through these scores. I said the Chiefs was going to win I said the Chiefs was going to win 31-0. The Chiefs destroyed. No. I said the Chiefs was going to win 34-14. The Chiefs destroyed the Raiders 31-0. So I wasn't too far off, but I gave the Raiders a little bit too many points. And then so the Eagles Vikings. I said that the Eagles was going to win 24-23. The Eagles won 28-22. So I wasn't too far off on that score either. And I think Jalen Hurts, he was like the first quarterback in the NFL this season to have a perfect passer rating. Jalen Hurts put on a claim. He played very, very well against the Vikings. Panthers, Jets. I said the Panthers was going to blow out the Jets 30-10. I put too much faith into their offense. The Panthers won 13-6. So it was more of like a defensive game. I don't know if it was probably a terrible offensive game, but we'll have to see. I didn't get a chance to watch that game. We got the Patriots, Titans. I said that the Patriots was going to win 27-17. The Patriots destroyed the Titans 31-13. Then we got the Giants and the Broncos. I said that the Broncos was going to win 24-17. The Broncos won 33-32. That was a phenomenal game. I didn't really watch that game, but I saw the highlights and I listened to all the commentary about it, and I read on it a little bit. It was a really great game, very great game. It's sad if you're a Giants fan, like how many points they allowed the Broncos to score in the fourth quarter, but at the same time it's very sad. But at the same time, you have to be very excited that you actually finally have a quarterback now. And not only a quarterback, it came with a whole package. You got a good running back. And you got actually two really good running backs. Tyrone Tracy and you got Scatterboo. So you have to be very excited about that. And then think about this. You guys put up 32 points on a great Broncos defense, and your elite, probably your best offensive weapon is out for the season. You have to be very excited. So it is a shame that you all let up that many points in the fourth quarter and allowed the Broncos to come back. You should have closed this game, and you didn't. But on the bright side, you got some things to look forward to in the future. You really do. Oh God, you got the Colts and the Chargers. I'll go on my little rant later. Right now I'm just going on the score predictions. So I said if Herbert was protected, the Chargers could win 30-27. If not, the Colts will win 27-17. The reality of this game was 38-24. I wasn't too far off on that. The Chargers actually put up more points than what I said if the Herbert was not going to be protected. I said 17. They put up 24. And so just 7 more points. And then but the Colts, their defense. The Chargers defense. I already been talking about how disappointed I am in the Chargers defense. Even though I was very surprised by the Colts putting up 38 points, I still gave but I did give the Colts 27 points. So I'm really just like 9 points off. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe like everything I'm saying about the Chargers is coming to fruition because I said that I was very very scared about their like I mean even with the Chiefs game I was very very nervous, and I said this in my last videos. I said I don't like the fact that we're giving up big plays, and our defense is not looking as good as people are thinking. I didn't say this. I was just like, I don't see the genius of Jesse Minter. Last year I did. This year it's looking like he still on vacation because that defense is not playing well. It hasn't really played well all year. The Chargers will probably be winless right now if it wasn't for Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert put up, outside of the Raiders game, all three of our wins is from heroic game-winning drives by Justin Herbert. And surprisingly, nobody really talks about this because everybody wants to say, oh, he doesn't show up in big games. The only quarterback to have more game-winning drives, I think since 2020 or 2022, than Justin Herbert is Patrick Mahomes. So there's something that you could think about when you want to say that Justin Herbert is not an elite quarterback. He's not a top 5 quarterback at least, and that he doesn't show up in crunch time, because the only quarterback who has more game-winning drives than Justin Herbert is Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert is a victim of a terribly ran organization, franchise. We thought, you know what? I'm just gonna get my mind out because I may not remember to say this because I didn't put this in my notes. We thought that we was going to something when we got Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh. So I can't really blame too much on Dane Spanos because he dropped the bank for people that had a good track record in this league. And right now, it's not really showing. Since Jim Harbaugh has been our head coach, since Joe Ortiz has been our general manager, the Chargers only won games that they were supposed to have won. This season, the Chargers are losing games that not only that they aren't probably supposed to win, I guess you could say, but they're losing games that they are not supposed to lose. And that's sad. And not only that, but they're losing games in a fashion of how they are not supposed to be losing in that fashion. If these losses were more of the Chargers played well but they just lost, it's the NFL, it'll be a different story. It's how we're losing these games. And that is a result of coaching. That's not really too much. We could talk about the players, but how we're losing these games is a reflection on how Jim Harbaugh is coaching. And Jim Harbaugh and the coordinators that he has is coaching the Chargers. He needs to stop. It's almost like he's allowing the Chargers play how they want to play, and he's just there. That's what I get that vibe from Jim Harbaugh. And then I listen to his press conferences, and it's just like, oh, I have all the faith in these guys. We got the guys in the building. They fought hard. It's the same cliche bullcrap that, and it's really a disrespect and a slap in the face of the fans. Now, I will say this. He's more than likely being extremely critical. I will hope. I think he is. He's praising the team in the public, but he's criticizing heavily behind closed doors. If that's what's going on, actually, I'm okay with it. Go up there. Don't buy into the media's toxicity. Don't sit there and criticize your players and yada 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 at the media. I wouldn't do that either as a coach, so I get it. But I just hope that Jim Harbaugh is raising hell during practice and behind closed doors, where nobody's around, and it's only just the team and the people inside that organization. I really hope, because it's not showing really at all. Because the Chargers are actually getting worse. But I will say this: we just don't have the players. We don't have good players. I mean, I think everybody should be up for trading for better players, because I think the only players that I would, if I was a GM, that I would consider keeping on the Chargers is Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Ladd, Amarion, Joe Watt, maybe Darren James. That's it. Everybody else is up for grabs. They will be like, yo, I got them on a trading. Like, I will trade this player X, Y, Z. You know, because everybody else is just not. They're just cooked. They're not there, and it's just this terrible. Like, I mean, the Chargers are getting worse every single year. I mean, well, yeah, but the Chargers, what I meant to say was every single week. They're getting worse and worse every single week, and it's disappointing. It's sad, man. My bad. My camera went off, but yeah, let's move on. I can't remember what I was about to say, but I'm done talking about the Chargers for now. Packers Cardinals. I said the Packers was going to win 28-20. The Packers won 27-23. So I wasn't too far off on that. Yeah, I was fairly very very close on that. Commanders Cowboys. I said Commanders is going to win 34-28. And the Cowboys. This game was surprising to me. Now, out of all the games, this game was very surprising. The Cowboys destroyed the Commanders 44-22. So that was a very surprising game. Falcons Sunday Night Football. I said the Falcons was going to win 27-23. The 49ers won 20-10. So that was a surprise. It's going on for the 49ers. So I was wrong on that game. So Monday Night Football, we got 2 games pending, and then so we got a doubleheader. We got the Bucks and the Lions, Texas Seahawks. I'm on the Bucks. I said the Bucks is going to win 31-24. And then Texas Seahawks. I said the Seahawks is going to win 27-20. There's going to be really 2 great games. I'm actually looking forward to both of those games. I want to see what the 2 MVP candidates is going to do so far in Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. 2 different teams, 2 different games. I'm looking forward to that, and 2 great games. All right, so my running record so far 8-4, and I got 2 pending on Monday Night Football. And so we'll check in tomorrow night on Monday Night Football recap. Now let's talk why these games broke the way they did. All right, so here we go. Segment 2, Sunday Night Football, Falcons 49ers. Let's start with that. So the final score was 49ers 20-10. I said I picked the Falcons 27-23. Here's the truth. Discipline beats momentum. Atlanta has been the league's hottest team the last 2 weeks, but San Francisco throttled the run and turned Bijan into a rumor. On the other side, I hated how Kittle was used. Too much inline blocking, not enough seam stress. You don't bring a broad sword to spread butter. So I mean, the takeaway in this game was the Niners sent a January message: gap integrity over vibes. Falcons are still real, but this was a playoff style game and they blinked. So I mean, yeah, I think the Falcons can bounce back, and I know they will. I said in my last video, I'm going to stick with it. I said the Falcons, the way they're playing football, they can make a run to the Super Bowl. Because I was talking about Bijan Robinson, I was talking about that defense. I think they can still do it. You know, the 49ers just had their number this game, and it happens. The Falcons didn't lose like in a terrible fashion. I think they can still get it together. All right, so I'm sticking with what I said. I'm not going to keep changing. I see what the media does. If you all realize, the media, they change their words up every single week. They like, oh, I said this last week. Not for last week, we was asking if Bijan Robinson was the best running back in the NFL, and some people were even saying he was the best player in the NFL. Now, Bijan Robinson had a little off game. Jonathan Taylor, he's snapping off. Now the question is Jonathan Taylor the best running back in the NFL? So it's like, dude, like, give your take a few weeks before you just keep changing every single week. Because to me, it makes it look like you don't know what you're talking about. That's what it looks like to me. You know, and it also makes me look like you're not confident in what you're saying. Like I said, I'm still sticking with the Giants going to the playoffs. I'm still sticking with the Giants making a run to the playoffs. Because why? Because I have a lot of confidence in my football knowledge, and I have enough confidence in knowing what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to change my word unless it's almost proven wrong. You know, I'm not going to be like, get caught up in the highs every single week. Oh, this player's stepping up. Is he an MVP candidate now? You know, or oh, this team played terrible. Are the Chiefs really for real? I haven't made a video. I made a video. You all can go back, look at my database. I even made a video about the Chiefs when the Chiefs was playing bad. The Chiefs were looking like they were cooked. I made a video and I said the Chiefs will be back. The Chiefs will start playing well again. I said that. I said this. I also said the Chargers won the Super Bowl. Now look at that. But here, you know, I don't mind being wrong. You know, I don't mind being wrong either. And but that's why most of the time I'm right, because I don't mind being wrong, and then I look like why I'm wrong, and I study why I'm wrong, and I correct it, I fix it, and it gives me more data, because it gives me more feedback, and that feedback is data for me to get better, for me to increase my intelligence of what I already know from all my 20 years nearly 20 years of training to get to the NFL when I was younger, and all that studying, you know, and talking to other players that I know that went to Alabama, NFL, and I have a lot of experience in study of football, and specifically the NFL, because I was obsessed of going to the NFL. But at the same time, I don't know everything. So I listen to people who I trust that played in the league, that's currently in the league, and I also look at the games, and I study the games, and I look at what I'm talking about. I study what I'm talking about, and I compare that to what everybody else is talking about. Not everybody else, but people that I trust in the games. And I'm taking notes. I'm studying. I'm increasing my intelligence. Why? Because first, it's fun, and I'm obsessed with football, and I love football, and I want to be a genius master in talking about these games, adding value to other people, audience who enjoys watching these games as well. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on. The London game, Rams demolished the Jaguars. Rams destroyed the Jaguars 35-7. I picked the round. Jags beat and went 24-20. Stafford, he went full conductor mode, ball everywhere, distributed the ball everywhere. There was no Puka, there was no panic. Red zone, he was clinical. Defense was cruel. Jacksonville, what about Jacksonville? Penalties were very early. They had a lot of penalties very early in the game. In the first quarter, they had no rhythm, and Trevor Lawrence looked stuck in mud. Healthy offense, he had a healthy offense, and they only had 7 points. That's not an off day, that's a mirror. I've said it. Trevor Lawrence is not even a top 10 quarterback, and now the question is he even good? London might love the Jags, but the love doesn't move the chains, and that's that. I mean, because a lot of fans. The Jacksonville Jaguars has more fans. Maybe it's said that the Jacksonville Jaguars has more fans in London than they do in Duval. So, but it didn't really matter in this game. Rams came out there and showed out. Browns humbled the Dolphins. Yep. The Browns. Let's see here. The Browns. They destroyed the Dolphins 31-6. I said the Browns. I was right still right about the game. I said the Browns was winning 17-13. It was a cold. So let's say here. Look at this. Cleveland leaned on the ground, control tempo, and Tua melted. 3 picks, 100 yards in a benching. And so I don't know what quarter Tua got benched, but he did get benched. And yeah, again, Tua. Tua just needs to retire, man. If he's not playing terrible, he's getting hurt. He's getting a concussion. I told you all before. I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this for the longest. Since Tua got drafted, he's overrated. And not only, it's ridiculous for me to keep saying he's overrated. I think everybody knows how bad of a quarterback he is. Because now he just needs to go. He's cooked. He's done. And it's not surprising to me. I never thought Tua was a good quarterback. Never did, ever. Yeah, Chiefs. I said it was Chiefs strangled the Raiders. The Chiefs destroyed the Raiders 31-0. I said there was going to be a 34-14. And this felt like 60-0. Kansas City, they rested their, so Vegas, they had no pulse, and even their turnover chances bounced away. And yeah, the Raiders, they was terrible on offense. Their defense was gagged. You can't coach hard, and they didn't bring it. The Raiders were just done. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Pete Carroll. It's looking like maybe his time of coaching has passed. But if the Raiders are getting destroyed every single week, they're not even looking competitive. Yeah, it's like, so we want to talk about anything about the Eagles and the Vikings. Let's see here. So Jalen Hurts, he was surgical this game. He was 19 for 23, 226 yards. And A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they were back and forth. They were having explosive plays. And let's see here. Flores D did a lot right, but they gave up 3 haymakers. Vikings moved the ball, red zone fertility, beat them. Let's see here. Panthers, Jets, and Bears and the Saints. Let's see here. 13-6. I had the Panthers beating the Jets 30-10. It was ugly. This game was ugly because the Panthers won 13-6, but it was still a win. J.C. Horn, he had 2 teaching tape interceptions, and they had a late first road win. Steady momentum for the Panthers and the Bears. The Bears won 26-14. I said 28-20. The defense played very well. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's keep going. Is there anything like I look on my notes? Drake May. Let's see here. Drake. So Patriots. Yeah, Patriots 31-13. Drake May is evolving from thrower to passer. His timing is on point. His touch, his distribution. This is pure quarterbacking. And the tight ends, they flash. They played okay early on, and then they just unraveled. New England. So New England, their schedule softens, and based on their schedule, they have a 10-12 win profile if they stay clean, if they keep playing good football. New England can be surprised to make a play. We're into the playoffs. All right, so let's look at this. Broncos, Giants. Is there anything I want to talk about this game? Broncos won 33-32. Rookie Jackson Dart, he is playing he's playing very, very well. And yeah, Denver, they survived with 2 late big throws by Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton. He showed up big late in the fourth quarter. So they're playing. The Broncos are clicking, man. And Bo Nix, he's getting better. Every game, he's getting better if he can keep evolving. Packers game. I said the Packers was going to win 27-23. No. I had the Packers winning 28-20. They won 27-23. Michael Parsons was everywhere. He had 3 sacks, constant pressure, drive killer out the end. The Packers were ruthless. Let's see here. Colts buried the Chargers. We kind of already went over that. Jonathan Taylor was ridiculous. Like I said, my pick was conditional. I said if they protect Herbert, they can win 30-27. If not, they're going to lose pretty bad. We saw the bad wrench. Herbert played well and but he did make costly mistakes. So that's what happens when your internal clock is at panic speed behind a terrible O-line. The bigger story of this game is Jonathan Taylor. He owned the game. He had 5.9 yards to carry, and Indy's offense had answers to everything. Derrick James said it himself. We looked like trash until we fix it. That's the trend. That's culture, not just player calling. So, I don't know, man. It's sad what's going on right now. It's sad what's going on with Justin Herbert because he's really such a great player. He's such a great quarterback, and the media is destroying him because how the Chargers are playing. And that just kind of goes with the territory. If your team is playing well, you're the quarterback, you get all the praise. If your team is playing bad, you get all the blame. And just come on, it's not just a Herbert. I know he had an interception that's caught it constantly, but it's really not him. Like I said, when your internal clock is sped up, what do you expect the guy to do? Those hits takes a toll on your body, and instinctively, with how Justin Herbert is programmed, and even if those hits aren't really affecting him like that, mentally they are, because he's thinking in his mind, he's like, I gotta help get rid of this ball, and he's not processing, not thinking as fast as he should be. I will say this: it has always been a concern with me about Justin Herbert having his balls being tipped at the line of scrimmage. In front of the line. How tall Justin Herbert is, I think that's an issue, and he needs to fix that. That is one of the very minor. I won't say minor, but it's because it's not minor. But one of the few things in Justin Herbert's game that I will fix if I was the coach. Justin Herbert has some things that he should fix in his game. If he does, he will be a perfect, brutal quarterback. And the Chargers has a lot to fix for Justin Herbert, so Justin Herbert can start getting that praise of how great of a quarterback he is. Well, but let's move on. Monday Night Tees. Yeah, we got 2 great teams. We got we got the Bucks, Lions, Texans, Seahawks. And so right now, like I said, I'm 8-4 right now with my record of predictions and scores. And so when these hit, I'll update you all on the final record of these 2 teams. And yeah, that's all I have for this. That's all I have for this video. And I thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And we'll be back very soon for tomorrow for our Monday Night Football recap. Talk about the two teams of that's going to play tomorrow. And we're going to talk about the two MVP candidates, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, how well they played. All right, you guys all, please tell me what your thoughts are. Did your team win this week, or how frustrated are you? Are you just as frustrated with me? Like, are you just as frustrated as I am with your team? Go ahead and vent. Let me know in the comments, and we'll be back very soon. All day. Peace out.